Shalom. First and foremost, before I get into my lesson, I want to start off giving all praises unto Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kwadash. Secondly, double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops out of great millstone that teach and rule well today. And salutation also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry and the believers that scatter worldwide, that's in the faith, and exalting the names of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, and all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Shalom. I'm the brother Shaquat Gabar from the Great Millstone, South Carolina Midlands branch, coming at you with another lesson. And as always, before I get into my lessons, this message or these videos goes out to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible, and also to the Israelite foreigners that scattered amongst the heathen nations and that may take on a typical look of another nation. But if your bloodline goes back to Negro, Latino, or Native American descent by the seed of your father, you are considered an Israelite as well. So basically, I'm just going to get into a quick video. As you can see, I have this recent article up on the screen, okay, touching on this bank shooting that happened, I believe, with Monday, okay, in Louisville. As you can see, the title, okay, the headline off of NBCnews.com. And if you're paying attention and, following along with the teachings of the ministry of Great Millstone, okay, starting with the apostles, elders, bishops on down, which is the ministry through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, okay, that we know that a lot of these things that's happening, these certain events when it comes to these shootings are staged, okay, but it can also be realistic, okay, that people really taking matters in their own hand. Because lately, for the past couple of weeks, you have these cases of banks collapsing, people going about doing these bank runs, taking their money out of certain banks to the fear that they might lose their money, their assets into these banks. And we know the whole idea when it comes to the elites of Esau Edom, okay, which are the so-called white race today, these elites, mainly known as the central bankers, as they want to implement a new system financially in the form, as this case, the CBDC, okay, which is the acronym of Central Bank Digital Currency, which we know that line up with the prophecy in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, the RFID micro or the NFC micro, okay, which is going to be the next currency digitally to replace the dollar, as America more and more piling itself up with debt, okay, as it's reaching more to the point of $31 trillion and counting, and other nations now starting to cut ties with the American dollar, such as Russia and the BRICS nations, okay, which in the form of a financial system, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, and other countries that lately now are starting to ditch the dollar and join an alliance with the BRICS financial system. And we know we're coming to the point that Esau Edom ready to come with an NWO through different agendas. And one of the agendas that he's going to set up to implement a digital system is a lot of false flags, a lot of psyops, a lot of stage events, okay? Because like I say, recently you have talks of banks collapsing and also America experiencing inflation due to the value of the dollar. Now, so recently you had Monday, I believe, a shooting took place, like I say, in Louisville. As I'm going to get into the article, as you can see, Louisville bank shooter was seeing counselor for depression and anxiety, family spokesman says. Okay, so this individual went into this bank, okay, that he formerly or was employee of, and shot, I believe it was 5 people, wounded 8, plus a couple of officers. And it's all, these stories now, if you in the know and the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah is with you, to understand how these Edomites, these devils operate on the left-hand side through their witchcraft, mainly through their media, you starting to see now that a lot of these events that take place when it comes to these shootings, okay, seem tacky, man. Okay, and it's waxing worse and worse because it's the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah exposing Esau Edom and their agenda, okay, through propaganda such as this. Now, this could be a real event, okay, a setup, agent provocateurs, okay, to put this in play, to bring more of a strict legislations, okay. But it continue on. It says Louisville bank shooter was seeing counselor for depression, anxiety, family spokesman or spokesperson says. And it says his family was working with him through it. The spokesperson said that about the intent of what they're comfortable sharing at this point. Okay. And this article was published today, April the 13th of 2023. And it says the Louisville bank shooter who killed 5 and injured 8 was seeing a counselor for depression and anxiety, a family friend said Thursday. Okay, so now they blaming it on his mental health issues, man. What a coincidence. And it says, and all these shootings now lately ties into that. Okay, the shooters, okay, had issues with mental health, depression, anxiety. And it says, continue on, his family was working with him, and through it, Peter Pomler and Indiana-based lawyer who was friends with the shooter's father said in a phone call that about the intent of what they're comfortable sharing at this point. And it says Pomler is not representing the family is a spokesperson on their behalf. He said he does not know how long the shooter, Connor Surgan, had been seeking treatment and is unaware of any medication he may have been taking. Okay, so basically he's a quack, okay, as they deem that, man. People that just all of a sudden just lose it and do these shootings. And it says in a statement on Tuesday, the family said Surgan had mental health challenges that they were actively addressing. The 5 people killed were identified as bank employees. Okay, as you can see the names, Tommy Elliott, Julian Farmer, Jim Tuck, Josh Burkett, and Dana Erickett. Okay. Among the 8 injured were 2 police officers. Okay, you can see the victims. Okay, on the screen. There's somehow Eve up in there, the so-called Negro woman. Okay, which judgment is coming, man, on you Israelites as well, man. Okay, start with the men, women, and children of the 2/3, man. Okay, but let me continue on, because that's the time that we in. Okay, you see her in the middle. She probably went there and, like I say, supposedly, if this thing is real or stage, okay, but say if it's real, she went there to go to work, and next you know, her life was ended, man, by a shooter of a employee, okay? And it says official Officer Nicholas Watt 26, was shot in the head, underwent surgery, and was listed in critical condition. The other officer, Corey Galloway, was grazed on his left side, police said. Okay, so you see the narrative now. Okay, now the police are in danger. Okay, and I read other reports that, these two policemen that, went on the scene, okay, to stop the shooting. Okay, one was a rookie officer that just finished basic training a couple of weeks ago. And you had the other officer, okay, that was in training, okay, basically, more of a higher step than a rookie officer. And which that sounds fishy, man. Okay, for those two to be dispatched and go into a situation like that, a hostile situation like that. Okay, a shooting at a bank. Okay, why was there any more veteran police that know how to apprehend or know how to take care of the situation? Okay, and I'm gonna continue on because, like I say, the story just sound off, man. And it says surgeon and employee at the bank opened fire with the AR-15 style rifle during a broad meeting. And how the hell he get in there? Okay, with an AR-15, man. Where's the security at that point? Okay, and we know certain these banks don't have top security. Okay, but banks known to be robbed, okay, or heist. Okay, but this individual employee, I guess, that threw him off, came up there with an AR-15 rifle, man. Okay, so something to think about. And it says officers were dispatched at 8:38 a.m. and arrived at the bank at 8:41 a.m. So it had to they've been right there around the corner. Okay, a 3 minutes difference. Okay, and I guess those two officers was the one that's on work duty to take that call. Okay, a hostile a situation like that, but it's an emergency. Okay, and it says police made entrance into the building, confirming the shooter was down at 8:45. So just that short term, he done shot 8 people. Okay, in the process, 2 officers was shot, and happily, the one that was, the training officer was the one that put him down, supposedly shot him at 8:45. Okay, 4 minutes after they enter into the building. And it says, according to a timeline shared by the police in the body cam footage. Now, you can't go off those police body cam footage. A lot of it is edit. Okay, and these body cam footage that police shows. Okay, a lot of it, that they wearing. Okay, they can use to justify the police system, to make them look like heroes. Or in certain cases, these body cameras footage on police officers show you the heinous acts that they have against certain individuals, especially if they being caught roughing up people that's unarmed. Okay, so it's all these things ties into propaganda, man. Okay, 1 minute they justifying the police system for their bravery. Okay, and the next minute, the police system is corrupt. To the most part, the police system is corrupt, man. Especially when it comes towards you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. But let me continue on. And it says, authorities also released several 911 calls, including one from the shooter's mother. In it, she said her son had a gun and was heading to the bank. She said she received a phone call from her son's roommate who was concerned. And how they couldn't see the signs before this took place, man. He had mental ill issues. Okay. And now all of a sudden, he calling the people that he's around, his mother and his roommate, telling them that he about to go do this attack at a bank that he work at. And it says, okay, this is quote, okay, the shooter. And it says, "I need your help," she told the operator. Oh, well, this the mother. And it says, "I need your help," she told the operator. At the time the mother made the call, the shooter was already at the bank, and another 911 call was coming in. Okay, so I guess when he went to go get on the call about what he's about to do, he was already stationed at the bank, about to act it out. Okay, take out the attack. Okay, and it says Pamela said the family had no identification. Sergen was planning the attack and did not know he owned a gun. Police said the shooter purchased the weapon from an authorized seller on April the 4th. But he got mental issues. Okay? He got known history of having mental issues, man. And I thought they supposed to be doing all type of background checks. Okay? But that show you also the shows that they can use this narrative, okay, or this shooting to bring more legislations on gun control and certain, when it comes to certain sellers. Okay? Because now you got, they trying to crack down on guns, certain, high artillery guns, okay, when it comes to rifles, okay, ammunition, okay, and different states got different laws. Some laws are certain states putting that you ain't got to have no license to carry the gun now. Open carry, okay, you can purchase at a gun when it comes to certain age limits. Some states, which I heard, some states, you can purchase a gun. An individual can purchase a gun at the age of 15. Some states got 21. Okay, so it's all a bunch of confusion when it comes to the gun laws, man. And like I say, they know that America is heavily, when it comes to Americans, they're known to have the right to bear arms. That's why they're trying to take the Second Amendment away. Okay? When it comes to legislations, man. Because in all actuality, this government know that it's on the verge of collapse and that they know there's going to be a heavy resistance when it comes to the citizens, which is going to bring in civil war. Okay, you see the talks of people ready to take up arms against the government. And that's why we're going to come to the point, this place eventually, it's going to come to the point as prophecy of the time of martial law, concentration camps, travel bans, legislations on gun control. Okay? And they can use this incident, okay, for a reason why. To bring more legislations or strict laws on gun control. And it says, continue on, shortly before the rampage, the shooter texts his mother, father, and brother that he loved them, according to Pamela, who said the family did not find the message alarming. Okay? And they couldn't tell, man. Let me continue on. And it says the shooter had also apparently written a note. Okay, and that's the latest thing now when it comes to these mass shootings or, certain shootings that take place all of a sudden now. And when it comes to the media or these certain incidents that take place, the shooter had a note, a manifesto, okay, writing down his thoughts of why he's doing it. And they don't find a note apparently till after he take out the attack. So it's all sound fishy, man. Okay, as we always say, Esau ain't up but a one-trick pony when it comes to these psyops and these different agendas that they setting up through these stage events, man. Okay, like I said, that's why us that's in the faith, that's in the know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, we know how these elites on down to the lesser luminary ones, how they run everything, okay? Through lies, man. But mainly by using social media. And agent provocateurs, okay? MK Ultra, okay? All type of madness that they push. The furthermore to push fear and to come with a solution, as they say, order out of chaos, man. The problem, the reaction, and solution, man, when it comes to the citizens. To have certain citizens of America the fear for their freedom, okay, for they public whereabout as they out and about at work, at shopping, at the grocery stores, or out partying at certain events. Okay, when it comes to sports events. Okay, now they're pushing the fear tactics, and they're gonna have majority of the people, okay, that's seeing this justice system to be a way of security, man. Okay, they for our well-being. But in the meantime, they setting these things up to take more of the people's rights away. Now let me continue on. And it says, the shooter had also apparently written a note on Representative Morgan McGarvey, a Democrat who represents Louisville, said at a news conference Tuesday. Authorities have not disclosed what the note said. Pamela said the family Pamela said the family has not seen it, does not know what it says, and has not requested to see the note from the law enforcement. So apparently you have this note, but they can't make it public yet. They got to keep it disclosed. Okay? So there's all type of holes in the story, man. But we all know, like I said, as I started off the beginning of the video, we know that the talks around the banks now here in America, there's supposedly that now these banks are collapsing, which all this is done by design, man. And it says the family plans to have surgeon tests for chronic traumatic CTE. I can't pronounce it. Excuse me for that. The last word. And it says also known as CTE, a form of brain degeneration that has been found in professional athletes who have suffered concussions. It is often linked to progressive behavior, mood, and cognitive abnormalities. The Concussion Legacy Foundation said. So now they blame it on him playing sports, getting concussions. Okay, but how many people in the sports world, especially like these NFL players or NBA players or in generally, that suffer certain concussions and one day decide, hey, I'm gonna go shoot up a bank. Okay? That CTE is normally here in America due to these different sports, man. Okay, and a lot of these people, it do lead to depression and anxiety and people losing their mind due to their brain being so much damaged and their nervous system. Okay, but how many accidents or incidents you have where these people have CTE, okay, and decided I want to go do a shooting? Okay, not that many. Okay, for anything, they can't do nothing. Okay, a lot of people that with CTE, they barely can move. Okay, they losing memories. Okay, they in a state of confusion, a state of pain. But you rarely hear, in this case, an individual that has CTE and decide I'm gonna pick up a gun and shoot up a workplace that I worked at, a bank at that. Let me continue on, and this is about to be the end of the article. And it says the shooter suffered concussions while playing middle school football and high school basketball, according to Palmer. Okay, so at a young age, okay, his teen years, young adult years, and it says to avoid further injury, the shooter began wearing a helmet when he played basketball. He said, okay, so it sounds like madness, man. Okay, so this man didn't been in high school, has so much multiple concussions, but they still allow him to play basketball, especially basketball, to the point he playing basketball with a helmet on his head, playing basketball, not football, okay, but basketball with a helmet on his head. Now look what the incident on. That should be alarming right there. Okay, in high school, he got to play high school basketball with a helmet on his head, man. So, like I said, it sounds fishy, man. Okay, but let me finish it off. And it says it is something that they're looking into with the medical examiner, Pamela said. So that's the end of the video. I mean, the end of the article. Okay. And when you get it, me personally, like, through the spirit, man, this get you vexed, man. Because we see more and more why Esau Edom is known as the wicked, okay? Like I said, you have a spiritual outside. You know how Esau Edom push his agenda through certain events like this, incidents like this that involve shooting. And they're going to have this all on social media, all on the media, all on the news, CNN, NBC, Fox, okay? Just like a couple of weeks ago with the whole shooting that happened in Nashville, Tennessee, okay? Which Tennessee and Louisville, Kentucky is not too far away from each other, okay? When you had that whole incident that happened, okay? You look it up, you know what we're going into, okay? Or went into that Christian church and shot up those people, okay, due to the dislike of that Christian church, not accepting that individual gender. So they retaliate or shooting up the church on the Christian school, not church, the Christian school. Okay? Excuse me for that, the Christian school, man. So that's gonna be, and it came a lot of backbiting behind that. A lot of madness out of that. Blaming it on the Christian school instead of the individual that did the shooting. So all these shootings ties into more of a agenda is to come against hate, to come against gun control, pushing more strict legislations. Because these elites on down to the less luminary ones, okay, and certain people that's in the know what's about to go down here in America. That all hell is about to break loose, especially when it comes to the point of the financial system, okay? So that's it on that. Now I'll get a couple of scriptures and I'll close. I'm going to start off with, like I said, a lot of these stories that coming out, they're doing for the past couple of years, hell, within this year alone of 2023, in a couple of months, more and more looking tacky, okay? For those that's in the spirit and power, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, we know that what's the agenda of Esau Edom. How he can go by various ways, the issuing this NWO, okay, in the form of strict legislations and taking more people's rights away, man, in the form of martial law as well, okay? So, because a lot of our people, they look at these stories and think it realistic. Like I said, a lot of them look at it, hey, maybe hey, we got to look into the justice system more to be our help. You see what's going on in the world? You seen all these shootings now? Okay? So when things wrap up even more, because things going to intensify more, okay, they can use certain events, okay, as these shootings to gain the American people trust through terrorism, extremists. And you're going to have a lot of our people that fall for it, man. But us that's in the faith of the hopeful elect, we know the true intentions of Esau, Edom. Okay? Because Yahweh Shemel Shai is exposing them for the wicked and that the devil that they are, man. That the Bible speak of, man. Which the word devil means a deceiver, or a false accuser, or a slander, man. And Esau is doing that by pushing these different stage events or psyops and putting it on the media. Okay? Which I just seen a post a couple of days ago that the media actually go back to a Greek god going into delusion. And that's what you see on TV when it comes to the news station, when it comes to certain social media outlet. It's nothing but lies, witchcraft, delusion. That's why now a lot of people are turning to alternative news, man, that make more sense of what's really going on. Okay? Especially when it comes to the men of Yahweh Shemel Shai, the prophets, that's able to, to know the prophecy, to see the signs, and able to give the accurate report when it comes to the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, of how these devils are moving. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And Satan, okay, going into the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan, Esau, Edom. Okay, mainly these elites, okay, that's in power, doing the bidding of Satan on the left-hand side through their witchcraft. And it says, lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And that's us that's in the faith, okay, that have the eyesight, okay, us are that hopeful elect. We see the agenda of Esau, Edom as they're being exposed, okay? So they got, a lot of wickedness going on. Okay, they got now lately that coming out the AI technology, okay, the deep fake, okay, where they can create certain images, and although it's digital, they can make it look real, make it look like real events and put it on TV. You got a lot of these train derailments that's taking place now. Just back at, after one after another. There ain't no coincidence, man. Food process facilities being burned up or being explosion one after another. Not ignorant to Satan devices, man. But our people look at Esau, Edom as harmful, a nation to trust in. When it comes to the system, they for their rights, they for their benefits. Okay, we're going to see as more as this place comes to the point of all hell breaking loose, man. And 2/3 of our people are going to get caught up into it. So that's it on that. Let me get the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, starting at verse 14. And it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. The word woe means destruction. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hand. And the modern day sword is the guns, okay, which the sword is a killing instrument. Because when Esdras seen this prophecy, okay, the terminology of a gun wasn't back then. Okay, so he used the terminology of the sword, okay, which in these times is known as the gun. And he's seen race wars, civil wars, okay, individuals taking up arms to fight against each other, man. And it says, for there should be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay, people taking matters in their own hand, as opposably that individual did doing that bank shooting. And it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Okay, martial law. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Okay, and that's when all hell break loose. A man should have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy the houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So that's the time we're coming into, man. All hell breaking loose. And there's going to be more incidents, real, okay, more, especially when it comes to the point of realistic of these shootings, okay, and civil unrest. And a lot of these things are staged right now. But us that's in the faith, we got to keep watching and keep praying, okay? Because we know that we're at the end of Esau Edom kingdom. So I'm going to go ahead and end the lesson here. And I pray that the lesson be edifying. Until the next time, Shalom.